Hi guys. This is a video to try and educate you guys a little bit, give you a bit of background knowledge on the issue tonight, at least as much as I have now myself. I haven't done all of my research yet though. Okay, so first things first, you have to know what a bond is. Essentially, it is,
Hi.
according to Ty, it's like a layaway, and I'm not sure what that is. It's like a layaway with interest.
Like they had at Walmart.
Sure, like they had at Walmart. Essentially what it is it's an agreement that, in this case, the government is going to pay the investor a set amount of interest per chunk of time, and in some agreements they pay them a bit of the capital, that is, the amount the investor initially gave them, back as well. Sometimes they pay that at the end of the time period. Bonds go for 5, 10, 30 years, depends on the country, depends on the bond. Anyway, when the country is facing economic issues, people start worrying about whether the country will be able to pay on their debt. When that happens, the price of a bond drops because no one wants to hold something where you might not get your money back. So what they try and do is they all try and sell the bond, which drives the price down. When the price falls, the interest rate rises. When the interest rate rises, what this means is that if a country wants to issue any new debt, they're going to have to pay the interest rate the market is demanding, which, since the price of a bond fell, will be by definition higher. The problem with this is if you have to pay a higher interest rate as a government, it essentially costs you more to borrow the same amount of money. Therefore, if it costs more to do something, if it costs you more to borrow, you can only borrow up to your budget amount, therefore you can borrow less money total. Hope this is making sense to you guys. If you can borrow less money total, you can obviously do less. You can pay for fewer services, etc., etc. If the problem is severe, it can cause a government shutdown, which is the worry in Greece and other areas. Now, the other worry with this is one which is much more likely to affect the US and other nations in Europe besides Greece, who is the only one in serious danger of not being able to pay their debt. Essentially, it's defaulting. In any case, the other worry is that investors will lose a lot of money if countries in Europe have to default. What this means is that investors are going to get very scared of holding the debt, very scared of holding government debt, especially of countries who they think are going to default. And this has all sorts of ramifications for the world, which we'll talk about tonight. Essentially, what you have to know for tonight is the basics of how a bond works, which hopefully I've explained, what happens when the price of a bond drops, what that means to investors and what that means to the country, and what happens when a country defaults. You also have to understand, and unfortunately I can't give you this because I don't know it myself, the economic conditions of various countries in Europe. The ones to look for are going to be Portugal, Greece of course, Ireland to a lesser extent, and Iceland to a lesser extent as well. You're also going to want to know some about England, you're going to want to know about Spain, and you're going to want to know about Italy. Okay, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to find out debt to GDP ratios. It's worse to have a higher one. You're going to want to find out unemployment, as that's generally a good indicator of how strong an economy is and how well it's functioning. And you're going to want to find out what makes an economy strong. What does it run on? What does it need to run? Things like that. All this you can get, I think, from the CIA World Factbook. Okay, hope this helps.